Antique Tractor Show in Argenta, and WHOW, the big 1520 AM, 92.3 FM radio, would like you to join us for a live broadcast from this event. The Farming in the 50s Antique Tractor Show is happening Saturday, May 11th from 9 a.m. till 4 p.m. in Argenta. There will be hit and miss engines, steam engine tractor, antique tools, antiques barn and craft vendors, and breakfast and food stands too. Come out to enjoy all the fun at the Farming in the 50s Antique Tractor Show and listen as WHOW 1520 AM 92.3 FM radio broadcast live. Thanks to these sponsors: Huffman Cabinets. Check out their custom cabinets in Maroa. Seavers Farm Drainage, located at 10669 East Washington Street in Argenta, improving fields and increasing yields since 1975. Go to their Facebook page for more info. And Turf Professionals, located in Argenta, your professional care, guaranteed local lawn service company.
Your own home without the maintenance. If you're 55 or better, a beautiful Liberty Village villa could be yours. This is Erin, and I invite you to come take a tour of our move-in ready villa. Click the Liberty Village icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Simply the finest.
DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local bidder, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio today, Curt Homann, is the Executive Director of the DeWitt County Development Council. Good morning, Curt.
Good morning, Seth.
Thanks for coming out and talking with us today. I know you're big into horse racing. You've got your Horse Talk Today shirt on. How about the Kentucky Derby? What a finish.
Incredible.
Yeah,
it was great. Great finish. I think that's the closest finish they've had in quite some time, maybe a couple decades.
Really?
But it was a fun day and a fun race for me, for sure.
Yeah. Now, I know you're big into horse racing. Like, did you know much about the horses this year?
Yeah. So I will tell you, my pre-Kentucky Derby ritual is to do some research, to study those horses, to watch past races, to really get a pretty good idea on a winner for the race, and unfortunately I didn't have any time to do that this year.
Okay.
But I certainly had time to watch the race, really enjoyed the race, and looking forward to the Preakness in a couple of weeks for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Now, this might be a really dumb question, but is there something about the Kentucky Derby that's challenging to, whether it's the horses, the jockeys, the trainers, the industry? What's challenging about the Derby?
So yeah, there actually is. So the big part of the Derby, of course, is its prestige.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, that's the race that everybody wants to win. But above and beyond that, the real challenge is it's a 20 horse field. And what that means is there's a lot of movement in those 20 horses, or there's not space to move. You know, a good jockey, a good horse can weave in and out, or it doesn't have to contend with all that horse traffic.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that there's all these horses there makes it super interesting. It also means that the best horse doesn't always win.
Mm-hmm.
If you're betting on the Derby, which a ton of people do, there's an awful lot of money bet. It really can make for some interesting payouts as well in terms of a bet. And I'll go back to 2009. I did not wager anything this year, but back in 2009, a $2 bet that I made paid about $2,400.
What?
Yeah, so there's a lot of money on that, and as I jokingly tell everyone, I have not given all that back yet either. So,
well, 18-1 was the odds of the winner for this year,
18
right?
18-1 for Mystic Dan, absolutely.
Yeah, man,
yes.
It was a great race. It really was one of the closest in history, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Pretty close. Yeah, absolutely. And the fact that there were 3 horses up there vying for. You know, first, second, and third was pretty amazing, right all in a line. And you know, part of my love of horses carries over. I run the horse racing at the Farmer City DeWitt County Fair,
mm-hmm.
and you can get awful up close and personal with those horses, and it makes for for a nice change. I think we charge $5 to get in, and I think a seat at the Kentucky Derby is somewhere around $10,000. So
little bits of a
different.
price difference.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We also don't pay $5 million to the winner. I can say that.
Yeah, for sure. But still a good atmosphere, definitely. And sometimes we ought to talk about that, actually.
We should.
Yeah, have you out here to talk about the fair and
Love
the horse
to.
racing and all that good stuff. But in the meantime, Curt, let's dive into DCDC business here at hand today. And you were telling me you're just all over the place doing all these things. You've got a lot of stuff coming up. What has kept you busy lately? Like, what's been on your plate?
Sure. From DCDC perspective, of course, a lot of things have kept me busy. But from DC perspective, we did get to witness another Illinois rowing event, which was fantastic. I will have I will be helping out with the city planning coming up here in May with the city of Clinton, which is super exciting. I am applying. I'm doing some grant work for the co-op grocery store in Farmer City, and I've got a deadline of a couple weeks, and there's a lot of information to get together with that. And then then all the personal things too, the mowing and the I'm in school, so some school work and some other things. So
if you don't mind, can we dive into that a little bit? Not the mowing. Your MBA, going for your MBA. Nobody cares about our yards. Going for your MBA. Talk about that a little bit.
So I have one neighbor that probably does care about my yard.
Yeah.
But
I think we all have that one neighbor that cares about
He's a great guy, and his yard looks amazing.
Yeah,
so I can't keep up with that.
They care about our yard more than we do.
Yes,
so.
for sure.
Yeah.
But that being said, so I have my undergraduate degree from the University of Illinois, and I believe I graduated in 1991. I'd have to go back and look at that. With a degree in finance from the College of Business.
It's amazing you don't remember when you graduated college.
And really at that time, I always wanted to pursue a master's degree. And, you have a family, you have kids, you have a mortgage, you do all those things, and it's hard to fit in. Well, move forward so many years, you can do all these things online. Schools are welcoming part-time students, and I clicked on a link, and all of a sudden I got a call, and I signed up for a class to try it out, and I have 2 classes left at this point, so I'll get through this week and then have 2 more. But it's super beneficial to the work that I do. It's very affirming in a lot of ways in terms of things I already know, but there's some really interesting teaching and learnings that have been beneficial in DCDC's mode. The one I can think of in particular is how businesses make debt decisions, and we can throw out the TV people, the internet people that are selling whatever, the Susie Ormans, they're never even mentioned, in these decision makes.
Right.
It's how much bonds, how much debt, and the decision making that goes around that. And it really is practical. That's really practical information. The class I'm in right now is organizational behavior. Again, a lot of it seems common sense until you look at the businesses around you and realize they're making an awful lot of mistakes when it comes to their organization's decision making. And the world has certainly changed a bit. I don't know if we dive too far into this or not, but sometimes an employer or an organization won't look to the people that experience something every day. So they realize there's an issue of some kind. Sales are going down, or customer satisfaction is going down, or something along those lines. And they make a decision at a corporate level, maybe 500 miles away, maybe in a back office. And they fail to ask the people that are working that position day after day after day. And those probably are the people that have the best insight and the best input. But so many organizations don't feel that they should ask those people. And that's an absolute mistake. And it's taught in an MBA class that you need to go right to the source. Before you make those decisions. And
sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. You go ahead and finish.
I was just saying, and it's amazing how organizations don't. They make them in a boardroom and not with the right individuals.
So I'm curious, why do this at this stage of your career? But also, you talked about the what you've learned and taken away and how it can benefit you. How does it benefit DCDC, DeWitt County, that sort of thing?
Sure. Well, why did I now really I always wanted to, and it happened for me doing it on a part-time basis. And I took the first class then. Yeah, I got a student for 3 years. Great.
Mm.
And benefits DCDC. A lot of the connections in the class to professors, it's from 30 years ago. It's a lot different environment, a lot more discussion, a lot more interaction, but it's smart decision making. So when I go to a business that's maybe struggling or has an expansion plan, I can really reference a lot of the information that I've learned over life or through my MBA work.
Yeah. What just personally, what do you hope to accomplish by having an MBA, if you don't mind me asking, or just to have it?
I'm not sure. I again, it's just something I wanted to do, and it sort of became it wasn't important to me. It was certainly, I don't think it was life changing, but I really wanted to prove to myself that I could do it, and I'm glad I am doing it. And what that leads for me down the road, I have no idea.
Right.
I would actually like to teach a business course or two, on at a local junior college or something that I think that would fit in real well with what I do at DCDC.
Yeah, well, I know they're always looking. I think they're always looking for those people right now.
Many times, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, that's really cool. I just was curious, what your experience had been like, and how you've seen whether that can benefit your role as DCDC director, or just things like that. So again, Curt Homann is the executive director of the DeWitt County Development Council, our guest in studio. Just real quick before we go to break, you mentioned you're pursuing a grant for the food co-op or the grocery co-op in Farmer City.
Yes.
What's that process like over there right now?
So it's really, we're really getting everything together for this grant, and it'll be a quick decision, we're told, on the grant process, which is due close to the end of May. And once that comes through, then we can really proceed. The trick with the grant is you don't get reimbursed for work you do before the grant is okayed. So it is substantial enough. I mean, it probably will. I feel really good about getting it. It's probably a $500,000 grant.
Whoa! So
it's important enough that we follow all those directions to make sure we can get virtually everything paid for that we can through that grant. So
where is the grocery co-op in the course of opening and having just being available to the community?
Yeah, the building's been acquired. I'll say that, and then a lot of the legal work, the organization has been formed. It's a cooperative. They're preparing for people to become members, and so a lot of it right now again is the grant, the rehab of the building, and following all those procedures to get an awesome building downtown and a much needed grocery store in Farmer City.
Absolutely. So things are going well then?
They are. Yeah, for sure.
Good deal. Well, we look forward to, is there an ETA for an opening? You might have said it and I missed it. I apologize.
There's some variance. I mean, if I had to guess, I would guess close to the end of the year, but there's still a lot of work to do, but that can change. That could change dramatically. So I probably shouldn't throw out a date, but that's my best guess at this point.
Very good. Well, we look forward to seeing how that kind of plugs away and moves along there. Curt, best way for folks to learn about all things DCDC.
Follow us on Facebook. Reach out anytime. 935-5271.
Very good. Curt Homann is the executive director of the DeWitt County Development Council. Our guest in studio. We've got more with Curt coming your way next.
WHOW.
I never thought about being a salesperson ever until I realized we are all in sales. I'm Pat Bryson, and I've spent my entire adult life creating campaigns for businesses using the powerful medium of radio. Our media group has immediate openings in our sales department, and we might be looking for you. The person who will excel in sales is self-managed and self-motivated to achieve higher goals. They win if they help other people to win. They enjoy helping local businesses succeed. This is a full-time job. If you are good enough to join our team, we will train you and support you. I train salespeople all over the world, and I'm ready to help you become a top multimedia specialist with the Miller Media Group. Previous sales experience is a plus, but not a requirement. But a long-term career is. Are you looking for us? Send your resume to sales@randyradio.com.
Hey, this is Todd Gleason from Illinois Extension here with a time change for our daily market report on WHOW. You can now catch our daily review of the commodity markets at 5:06 on all of WHOW's many platforms. You'll still hear all of our commodity analysts and weather professionals each afternoon, but at a brand new time. And you'll still hear the weekly wrap-up of the commodity markets right here on WHOW when Commodity Week airs Saturdays at 8:30 a.m. Remember the time change for the daily closing market report on WHOW at our new time, 5:06 p.m. weekdays.
Hi, this is Dr. Sue Stur at Covenant Animal Clinic, your hometown vet in Clinton. Now is the time to protect your pet from heartworm disease. We are now offering ProHeart 6, which protects your pet for 6 months with one simple injection. Get all the details by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Whether your home is flooding from spring rains or needs major spring cleaning, ServPro of Piatt, DeWitt counties will make it like it never happened. Find out how they can help you by clicking their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, a good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in the studio today is Curt Homann, Executive Director of the and Curt, you got a couple of interesting things on your calendar here coming up. One is testifying with the Illinois Commerce Commission for the power plant.
It's the nuclear
commission,
nuclear licensing commission.
Okay,
yes, for the power plant, and
this is kind of exciting.
Yeah. You know, they're in the process of renewing that license, which is a good thing for DeWitt County for sure. And really, they just needed someone to state the economic benefit to the county. So I'll be doing that along with some others, and you know, I think it's an important thing that license is renewed, and there's a tremendous economic benefit for us here in Clinton and all over the county for sure.
What's your message going to be? What is the economic benefit?
Well, you know, it's really hard to measure. I will throw that out there, but we can look at the economic benefits of the lake. You know, Illinois Rowing is out there. All the traffic that comes in to that, all the commerce, the benefits of that, the jobs that are in there, and folks that don't live in DeWitt County that work there still are here and spending money here. It's a great, you know, it's a great employer, great jobs benefit from that. From that perspective, my notes. Later, you know, on an annual basis, which goes for our school, our county, the city, and those things. So there's a lot of real benefits. And you talk about green energy. Nuclear is probably the greenest of energies that there is.
Most efficient too. Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, definitely. So very good. Well, and it was probably 10 years ago now, give or take, that we had that big battle at the state level, to keep it open and all the lobbying and everything that went with it. So
correct.
DCDC
did play a role in that.
Yeah.
You know, we did coordinate some buses to Springfield and some other things. But
I remember
that was. It wasn't all that long ago.
No, it wasn't, but it feels like it at times.
It does.
Yeah, for sure. Well, very good. We look forward to that. Now, I know that I've had Taylor Baxter, our city administrator, in here recently talking about the city doing some strategic planning, and I think it's logical to say the DCDC should really be a part of that, and not maybe drive the conversation, but be a part of it, and you're going to be, so speak to that a little bit.
Correct, I will. I'll be there, and so I think all of our board members were invited to attend as well, and it's really some input at this point, just some discussion and input for the city of Clinton, and things to move forward in a positive way, and I'm glad to be a part of it and see where that goes. So like I say, it's very, very, very early discussion, but I'm glad that Taylor's bringing that up and getting those discussions started for sure.
Yeah. I'm sure you've talked to him. You have a relationship with him, just impressions of that early on, I guess.
Yeah. So first of all, I think Taylor. You mean impressions of Taylor specifically? Yeah. I think Taylor's doing a great job. So I really like the fact that he has sort of a fresh eyes on the city of Clinton, and I think that's a real benefit. Also, the fact that he's younger and he's very ambitious and those things, but also easy to talk to, easy to get along with, and I think that's all important for the city. Again, I don't know where the idea came from, but I would guess it was spurred by Taylor to get this economic discussion started, the planning discussion started in the city of Clinton, and I actually believe that there will be some good things that come out of it.
Oh, absolutely, yeah, 100%. I think so too, and look forward to just kind of seeing what that process plays out and what the end result is in
Absolutely.
that. That's what I'm looking forward to most, and just kind of seeing what the realistic goals for the city is, what the realistic vision can be, those sorts of things. So, Yep, definitely. Very good. We'll look forward to that. Curt, I know that one thing you had touched on at the start of the year was grants, and so far, if I'm not mistaken, just one grant cycle for the DCDC. What's kind of on the horizon? What can folks anticipate as it relates to grants?
Yeah, absolutely. So we awarded $20,000 thanks to the county, and then the city of Farmer City and the city of Clinton. The county supplying several, $16,000 of ARPA funds for that. We'll do a second round, probably July. At our May board meeting, we will finalize it. Likely will be July or August, and so those applications will be going out soon, and we'll have a minimum of 14,000 that'll be awarded, and potentially a little bit more than that. But that's our minimum at this point. And those while those aren't huge dollar amounts, I think those are extraordinarily beneficial in a lot of ways. We actually had a great number of applicants last time. There were 2 or 3 that we wanted to get just a little bit further along in their business project, and so we already know there's going to be 2 or 3 very good applicants that come in, and I expect several more. But it's from DCDC's perspective, I went to the Illinois Rural Economic Conference, and the DeWitt County Development Council for a county this size is really way ahead of most of the other counties in the state in terms of what it does. None of them that I saw had any kind of grant program. So, and combine that with our low interest loan program, which is now a much better deal as rates have gone up. We just have some tools in our work belt that a lot of other places don't have. And then throw in the help of the county and the cities and all of everyone working together is what it needs to take to move economic development forward. And I really feel like we're approaching that point of working together extraordinarily well.
That's great. I wanted to ask a few more things on that, but it's all right. We can save it for the next time and talk more about No, it's all right. We can talk more about that grant cycle coming up as well. Curt, got to let you go. Thanks for coming out this morning. Curt Homann is the executive director of the DeWitt County Development Council. Our guest in studio. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton.
WHOW.